one team, one process, one goal environment, and your ERP have a high chance of success. What you then need is choose your partner with care, and that's where Pingala have been absolutely magnificent to help us to be flexible and accommodate our needs. And we have to create roles for each other where Pingala can play a lead role on many business tasks that traditionally will sit on your business side. And Pingala to allow us to step into their world to guide, consult, redirect. And by having that, I think, culture on top of the structure, you're setting yourself up for success. If you are in doubt, communicate again. Communicate's not sending an email every Monday morning about what the ERP will be achieving and what it's going to do this week. It requires intent, it requires face-to-face conversation. And in days like this, what was a challenge for us, and which we in Pingala were very accommodating, as in our one-team approach, in order to create a global template, we had to have global communication. For what it's worth, and Microsoft can say thank you later, we've extensively used the Microsoft toolset around conversation, artifacts, communication, storage of and sharing of information, because information sharing within the project and between the project and the business becomes so important. Use Pingala and ask them shamelessly also how they've created success in other programs, because you might have to tailor this structure, the strategy for your particular business. I found when you invite Pingala on the inside of the conversation, they're very effective, but open the door. Otherwise, they stand on the outside and we think we can do it ourselves. One point. Second thing that I want to highlight as well, in this structure, be clear that the accountability and the lead for the change, the implementation, is your organization. You cannot delegate the accountability for success to Pingala. That is something that bring them in as an enabler, as a guide, as a counselor, as a soundboard. In our project, we had different roles for different members of Pingala across the structure that you see at the back. Soeren, for instance, was our soundboard on are we keeping to true north? Because when you get quite busy, you sometimes lose your way, you get distracted. And then somebody had to be brave enough to be able to speak to the sponsor, the CIO, as well as his own team to say, this is where true north is. So in each of your teams, don't be shy to hold back on assigning very clear accountabilities and start looking at it from a one team perspective. It can work very well specifically when you have to do that global template. Step in, be brave, and can I also say this, don't procrastinate and wait too long. There's a sprint methodology that we'll get to. Sometimes we just wait too long. People lose interest and it's becoming boring. When people see stuff, they start being encouraged. So behind this, see the power of belief, and that is something that Pingala is driving towards, is giving a quick delivery of value, of business process, operating model, system enablement. And when users see things, we've seen this team starting to really jump up and down. So power of belief behind this. The objective is not to create a structure. The objective is to create a clear deliverable of how success looks like. So when you see this, see the result as an outcome. Don't see this is just the input towards it. All good?
Deliver anything. We create stuff together with you.
Excellent.
Because that's what we can do. We cannot deliver the world to you, but we can create it together with you. I think we've been challenging each other. So Hendus has challenged our methodology several times and the way we approach things, which I've had to take into account, which has been good. And that's also part of our mindset as a company, that we are not above taking learnings from the people we work with, but we also give a lot. So, and everyone in our company, as you know, is self-managed and do their own thing. So they have a high level of freedom to explore things and opportunities they see on their way, and even make changes to what we have, because that's what needs it. This needs to evolve. This is not, as I said before, this is not Moses coming down from the mountain with the plates and the 10 commandments. This is basically a living thing that changes over time.
And you are smart, you'll be successful. We had to do some work, but we had to do some work together. I think having courageous conversations, having only one team, one accountability, as I said for those of you earlier, like you have one sponsor. I'm challenging all of us, who's the project manager on ours? It was Vidya. So if you want to ask what goes well, it is the team. If it goes bad, it's Vidya. So and I'm saying that tongue in the cheek. We are not scared to take accountability, because Vidya is also driving and managing that change across the business and the technology, because it's the in-game, the result, that gives you the answer. Pingala's flexibility, and I'm not being paid by them. Can I do the disclaimer? I don't earn
I was about to
anything
say
from
that
this
you're still
session.
paying us.
I get nothing. I'm not related to any of them, so you can all. But what's the important thing is we have to find each other. It takes a bit of time. So choosing technology is easy. Choosing a partner is hard, and you don't know what you don't know. Our experience was a good experience with Pingala, because we had to find each other. It takes that storming, forming, norming stages. Spend a bit of time. Get to know them as